Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Corey back in another video, man. Today, I just wanted to talk. I'm thinking about doing a little weekly or monthly check-in series, something like that. And I have a few things that I wanted to speak about. One is here's one thing I wanted to talk about, and it's the concept of delayed gratification. And I know that this is a very widespread term. Everybody knows this. I know this very well, but it's just something that's been very apparent to me in the last couple of weeks, especially in the last week. You know, just doing hard stuff in the moment. Because I made videos like everything you do in the moment, everything you ever have done was in the moment. Currently, it was in that current moment. Because I was always somebody that was driven by their impulses, and that's partially why I got fat. That's why I got lazy. That's why I got unmotivated and stuff like that. I remember when I would be driving and I would see a McDonald's and I'd just pull over immediately. I would just pull over, and when I would see pizza, Hungry Howie's, I would pull over. I would just go get a pizza. And it's crazy because I've been an overthinker all my life. And so at one point I had tried to get around that. And basically I just said, I'm going to start not thinking as much. I'm going to start just doing what I want immediately. And the problem was that I wasn't using practical discernment in that process. I was literally just going off the first impulse, which is not actually what I want. And what I realized was the difference was that there's stuff that I want right now versus there's stuff that I want in the future. So when I want some McDonald's, when I want a burger, or I want some pizza, I think about that exact feeling, because I would have a craving for some pizza, like a pepperoni, bacon, sausage pizza, like pause, but I wanted that in my mouth. Like I just wanted some pizza really badly, and I used to just get it. What I realized was that sensation, that craving, is temporary. It's not going to go on forever. It is something that I just felt in that moment and doesn't need to be or even deserve to be acted upon, because it only feeds a fleeting feeling. It doesn't give me anything that I want long term. As soon as I finish that pizza, I never feel good after. Partially because it's just a lot of fat, and partially because I feel like I've grown lactose intolerant. That's a whole other thing, but this is big because pizza was always something that I always wanted. Like I love pizza, and I used to get it all the time. And so that's why I got fat, because I couldn't control myself. And nowadays, I still get that craving, honestly. I still get that craving. I still want pizza all the time. But I just know that eating pizza all the time is not going to give me the body that I want. It's not going to give me the energy that I need. It's not going to give me any of that shit. It just tastes good right now, right? But then once that's over, once right now is over, and then it's into the next right now, you know, when I'm not eating pizza, then I feel bad because my stomach is huge. I can't move. I need to just lay down and go to sleep or some shit. You know, I can't do anything active. You know, I just don't feel good after that. So I've done that enough times to where I realize, okay, this shit isn't really all that it's cracked up to be. This shit isn't really all that I want. And the same thing with the burgers and stuff. I would eat a lot of burgers all the time, McDonald's, Wendy's, you name it. I would just get burgers all the time. And so same thing. It didn't feel good after. Like it tastes good right now in the moment, but then afterwards it feels terrible. And that's how a lot of things are. And so once you do it enough, then you realize that, like, who cares? You know? And it's only when you do those things that delay the gratification, which don't feel good necessarily in the moment, but you look back a week from now, or you look back 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, etc., and you feel great. You're glad that you made those decisions every day, stacking up to that. And that's the type of person that you want to be. That's the type of place that you want to get to. You want to get to the place where you're glad that you made the decision that you made in the past, not where you're pissed. There's two versions of yourself. It's the current version and the future version of yourself. And certain decisions only please the current version of yourself. But you want to prioritize the ones that appeal to the future version of yourself, because the future version of yourself will be the current version at some point. And so when that comes to be, when that future version becomes the current version, you don't want to look back and be like, fuck, man, why did I do all that? Why did I eat all that pizza, all those burgers, all the stuff that felt good in the moment, but right now I don't feel good? That's what you don't want to do. It's a small little line, man. And I've been picking up on that a lot more. I've been really dialed in and not just feeding into my impulses, because I know that future me wouldn't be happy about that. If I were to just eat clean today and just suffer today, then tomorrow I feel so much better. That's, to me, is worth it. That's worth me suffering today if I can feel good tomorrow, because you don't want to wake up feeling bad because of the stuff that you didn't do right the day before, because then you can't change it. You can change the future, you can't change the past. And so whenever I get an impulse like that, I just kind of, like, I feel like I want to do it, but I don't do it because I just realize the difference, and I just realize how future me would thank me if I didn't do that. You know, future me would be much happier if I didn't. Like, imagine if I skipped all those gym sessions, every single gym session that I've ever done. What if I went off of how I felt in the moment and how I didn't feel like working out, and so I actually listened to that and didn't work out? Then current me right now wouldn't have any muscles, wouldn't have any confidence, etc., etc. That's the whole point. That's the whole thing. And I don't even know how current me felt back then. Current me back then, so the past me. But and that moment, it was current and it was pressing, right? It feels current and pressing, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look back, you won't even remember how you really felt. All that matters is the thing that you did, what you did, and how it affects you today. That's really something that I've been really keen to, really tapped into recently. And so I just felt the need to pass that on. It's hard to just stay disciplined, but it's not as hard to stay disciplined if you know that it's for your future self. You know, it's for me, like, it's for the current self. If you think about it, it's for a future current self. That's a little high level for you right now, but it's for the future current me. So it's still for me. And this only makes me feel good right this second, but in an hour, I won't feel that good. So is it really worth it? Is it really that good if I don't feel good an hour from now? No. So that's one thing, the delayed gratification piece. And the other thing that I wanted to speak upon was how I've been locked in, right? I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to make a point. I've been locked in as of late. It ain't gonna lie. I've been hitting the gym. I've been doing kickboxing, doing my schoolwork. I've been doing fucking YouTube and staying consistent with that. Like, I've been like locked in. I feel good, right? I feel really good right now. You know, everything is dialed in. Everything is great. But here's the thing. I just made a video not even that long ago, probably a couple weeks ago, where I described this feeling that I was feeling not so good, even though I was still productive, right? And this was before I started kickboxing. So I started kickboxing a couple weeks ago. And before that, I was in a little bit of a down slump in terms of my attitude and just my feeling. Like, I just didn't feel like I was knocking on all cylinders, even though I technically was. And I had clocked that in the moment, and I made a video on it on my other channel. Go subscribe to that if you want to see it. But basically, I was talking about how there are plateaus in self-improvement. So you're rising up for a little bit, and then you plateau, and then you rise up again, and then you plateau, and then it just keeps happening like that. It's not just a steady improvement 100% all the time. And so that feeling that I had when I was not feeling so good was in a plateau. Right now, I'm on the upslope, right? Because I just started kickboxing and I'm feeling good about that. But what I was talking about in the other video was that once you get over that little hump, once you get over that little increasement process, if that's a word, once you get over that and you start plateauing, that's when you have to keep going, okay? And the reason I said that was because I knew this process. I had been in this realm before. This isn't the first time that this has ever happened to me. You know, I've been here before, to where I've been doing great. I've been knocking down stuff. I've been knocking on cylinders. I've been doing everything right. And then I just don't feel that good afterwards. And so I recognize that as that's the plateau. And so what you do when you get to that plateau is that you keep going. You keep going through the plateau so then you can get to the next upslope. And so right now I'm in the upslope, and so I feel good. But the thing that I'm clocking and the thing that I'm realizing is that I'm not I'm not going to get too hyped up. I'm not going to get too happy. I'm not going to get too in my own head about this stuff, because I know that a plateau is coming. You know, like, this is something, I just started something new, and so I'm feeling good and I'm being consistent with that. But at some point, something's going to happen, and then I'm going to plateau. I already know that, you know, and so I'm just keeping that in, so I don't have to, so it's not a big change in how I'm feeling. You know, you don't want to get too up or too down. You know, if something happens bad, you don't want to get too down about that. You know, if something happens good, it's okay to celebrate. It's great to celebrate and, you know, fester in that a little bit, but you don't want to get too high off of that alone, because that's not all there is to life. Something's going to happen to bring you back down. That's something that I wanted to touch on today, was that I've been doing good. I'm on the upslope, but I'm not getting too in my head about it. I'm not getting too excited or whatever. I'm just kind of, it's raised my baseline. I'll say that. It's raised my baseline for sure, but I'm not going to throw a party or some shit. I'm going to just keep going. And then when that plateau hit, you got to keep going. And then you go get to another upslope, and then you just keep going. That's really what it's about, bro. So that's really what I wanted to talk about, because I know this shit. Like, I know what's coming. I'm already knowing. I'm good at anticipating. That's why I play chess. You know, you got to anticipate certain things. You got to realize what's coming next so you can prepare for it and counter it. You know what I'm saying? That's what kickboxing is about. You know, you got to know what your opponent's about to do, and then you can dodge it out the way. You can, you know, so. And then, yeah, so yeah, about the kickboxing thing, it's something that I started recently, and I already did my 4th class. And the last one was at 5:30 a.m. and it was crazy, bro. And the guy showed me a lot of respect. Like, he's just showing me respect, you know, because I just been working through the kickboxing class. Even though it's tough, even though it's hard, even though you want to cry and die and do all that shit, you just got to keep going. Turn your brain off and just keep your body moving. You know, you can't really think when you get into that mode. Like, when you feel like you want to die, like when you feel like you want to cry, when you're in a workout like that, just a hard workout, when you're at the end of your fatigue cycle, like you're just so tired, you just want to collapse, you know, but you have to keep your body moving. And so you just don't even think, you just move your body at that point. When you get to that point and you just keep going, bro, like, people don't respect that. You know, that's something that I didn't realize early on, especially in the gym and stuff like that. I was scared to go hard. I was scared to start grunting and be like, ah! I was scared to do all that. I've been doing that shit now, not excessively, but, you know, sometimes you got to let that out. You know, if you're too scared to do that, then that shows you're insecure, because that's just how things work, bro. You got to just push through that. And the kickboxing stuff has made me push through my workouts even more to that point. You know, like, I didn't even know that I was capable of doing the shit that I've been doing in kickboxing. And so when I get back into the gym, I'd be like, damn, I just keep going. Like, even though I feel tired, I just keep going. And then I can do that too. I'm like, man, this shit is crazy. So the overall message of this video is to prioritize delayed gratification and realize why you're doing it for your future self, and really recognize the value in that. And then the second thing is to just keep working, just keep doing that delayed gratification stuff, and eventually it'll compound into an upslope to where you feel great. And then once you kind of get those things in maintenance mode, when you stop doing them so heavily and so harshly, it'll get to a plateau stage, or it feels like a plateau, even though you're still probably on the upscale, but it feels like a plateau. You just got to keep going, right? That's all you got to do. It sounds easy, but it's not that easy to do. But just keep going. Once you get in those little stages, keep doing the delayed gratification, and eventually everything will compound. You know, like, a lot of things have been compounding for me as of late. A lot of people have been showing me love, and I've been getting a lot of love and stuff. So that's why I feel good right now. So, and it's just about the compounding, bro. You know, everything just keeps going. My muscles is big, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything just compounds, bro. So you just gotta keep going, keep improving, keep doing your shit, bro. Keep going, bro. Don't stop. Don't get fear of missing out or none of that because other people are partying and shit. Fuck that, bro. That shit don't mean nothing. Just keep going, bro. Keep improving. Keep going to the gym. Keep reading. Keep meditating, etc., etc. Like, keep doing all that, bro.